Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and this is going to be the Cozy Autumn book tag. It was created by Lucy of The Book Bell and I will be linking their video below. And I'm going to paraphrase the questions because I've only written down like a shortened version of the questions, but it should get the point across. Also, the best thing about this outfit is that this cardigan is so soft and this is also so soft, and it also happens to be sleeveless. So when I start to run hot, like I do because I take SSRIs, and having extra serotonin floating around in your body makes your heartbeat go wacko. And can sometimes affect your metabolism and therefore how hot you feel, especially when one's hair is down. Sometimes I need to have a changeable wardrobe and have the sleeves come off. But then I also get cold really easily, and I have to put it back on. The first question is, what is a book that reminds you of fall or autumn? Garden Spells by Sarah Addison Allen. And first of all, it's got a green cover and spine, but also it is all about nature, and specifically there's a magic apple tree, but there's also other somewhat magical plants and like cooking magic and witchy stuff, and like nature magic and stuff has always made me think of fall and coziness. And fall itself just kind of feels magical to me, partly because of Halloween and the lead up to Christmas are both times when it's socially acceptable to be into magic-y stuff. It's also just generally a really good and cozy book, and there's lots of like family love involved, so that's what I would pick that reminds me of fall. The second question is, what is your favorite fallish cover of a book? And I looked over the books I've read, and the one that stood out to me was The Good Luck Girls, which was one of my favorite books of last year. It was just really enjoyable. It's like sci-fi fantasy western type stuff, featuring 5 teenage girls who escape a human trafficking place and are on the run, and it is just like, its cover is all shades of brown. Since this is about the cover, I'll probably actually look it up and put it up for you. But I just love all, where will I put it? I'll probably put it over here. I just love all of the shades of brown, and I very much associate brown with fall, hence this outfit, but like nice shades of brown. Not like gray brown, but like chocolatey brown, but also like good earth brown and brown leaves and brown tree bark, you know, very fall-y. So I really like that cover for the fall vibes. What is your favorite drink for cozy fall reading? And for me, the only cozy drink that I like is hot chocolate, but now that I've thought about it, I've actually remembered that's the only hot drink I like. But in the fall and through the fall to winter holidays, we have a special punch that we make, my family, that is half and half cranberry juice, low calorie cranberry juice, but you can use whichever kind you want, and Diet 7-Up. So it's like bubbly, but also kind of fruity and sweet. And then we put, for the actual holiday, we put some sherbet in it. So it's like got a little bit of creaminess and some extra sugar, and just is kind of, gets a bit frothy when the sherbet mixes with the 7-Up. But me and my mom lately have just figured out we can just pour ourselves a glass that's half and half cranberry juice and 7-Up and just have it in the evenings to watch TV with. And we also read in the evenings. So that's actually probably my favorite because I do get hot really easily, and so I prefer cold drinks, and we have that with ice. It's very good. Do you prefer to read late at night or in the morning? I'm a night reader because I'm not a morning person at all. My brain doesn't turn on till 11 a.m. unless for some reason I have to turn it on earlier, like for work, and I'm not a happy girl on those days. For Halloween, what is your favorite spooky book? And I really enjoyed The Jumbies last year. I read it maybe in November towards Christmas, and I don't usually like spooky books because they usually end up kind of traumatizing me. But this one was a spooky where I definitely felt creeped out at times, but it did not like scar my brain like other horror books that I have tried to read. And it's really cute and has more like platonic love vibes. That's really cool. What is your ultimate comfort read? And I cycle through them, but right now I'm rereading Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And I had forgotten just how much I love Talia Hibbert's dialogue. Like, I love her representation, and the romances are always really sweet, but like, because she's autistic and chronically ill, and she like represents that in her books. But like the dialogue is specifically in this first one is just so entertaining and adorable. Like medium argumentative people bonding by teasing each other is so cute. And like the sass is like how I always want to communicate with people, but I'm not that quick at coming up with things to say, so I can only do it with people that I'm around all the time, like my family. Oh, I got it down so I could show you. It's right here. It's very good. It's very good. Also, there's a cat in this one, which obviously means it is a superior book just from that alone. She also sasses her cat, and her cat sasses her, as is to be expected. What is your favorite snack to eat while reading in the fall? All I wrote down was snack. Chocolate pretzels. I love chocolate pretzels all the time, but I recently bought a bin of them, and I ate them quite quickly. And that's the problem with chocolate pretzels because I really like to have some carbs with my sweet. Like, I've made some peppermint bark recently, and I found that I'm eating it really slowly because I actually, when it's like pure chocolate like that, or mostly pure chocolate, I actually eat it a lot slower and don't enjoy it as much as a carby sweet. Not as satisfying. So pretzels that have the chocolate and also the mint, because I love the mint, and also the salt with the carbs, that's like amazing. But I need to buy them from the store, not make them myself, because pretzel dipping is like intensive work, and I don't want to make something that takes that much effort to make that I'm gonna gobble down as fast as I gobble chocolate covered pretzels. What is your favorite candle to burn while reading? I don't like to burn candles because it changes the scent of the candle. Kind of like how cooking food changes the scent of the food. And also, once it's aerosolized, it gives me headaches. And I'm not the only one it does that to. But what I do is I buy the candle and then I just huff it. For example, this is a pumpkin sugar scented candle, and I just do that. And my favorites of all time are vanilla and almond extract, because those are my favorite scents from since I was a child. It's what my grandma would put in her chocolate chip cookies, and so it's very homey, comfortable, fallish scent, because that's the season I most associate with being at home and with baking. But this is also good too. It's like pumpkin spice mixed with vanilla. So my favorite type of pumpkin spice that I'm going to tell you about, because I am into baking, is I learned this from the Libby's pumpkin can, their pumpkin pie recipe that I make for all the winter fall holidays. Is 1 part cloves, 2 parts ginger, 2 parts nutmeg, and 4 parts, and the cloves is very important. Some people leave out cloves from their pumpkin spice, and that's wrong. But everybody does pumpkin spice slightly differently, but that's my favorite mix of pumpkin spice. And this has, I bet this has cloves in it, just a little bit. But also another one that I have is, this is just straight up, it's pumpkin shaped because I love pumpkins. I just have a thing for pumpkins. partially because I grow them in my garden and they actually grow, but this is made of beeswax and it smells like honey. And so I just sniff this. What is your favorite non-reading fall activity? And I really like to go outside and play in the leaves and just walk around outside, because both in the summer and the winter it's not a good temperature for me to do that, and I really like being outside. It helps with the happy chemicals, and also my cats really like for me to hang out outside, so they will come out and play with me and like run around with me when I do that. So I like run around in the leaves with them, so that's something that I do in the fall and in the spring when the temperature is good. Then what is on your fall reading list? And for the last 2 years I've been doing Indigathon in the fall, and before that I will usually catch the tail end of the Latinxathon. But I also really love to read witchy books like the one I talked about earlier, Garden Spells. Last year I also read Wild Beauty, something like that. That is another plant magic book. And also romances, because they are reliably comfy cozy. So that was a cozy autumn book tag. Let me just look in my subscription list so that I can pick some people to tag. So I tagged Rosie, Naomi's Bookshelf, A Girl with Books. Don't pick the people who live in Australia, unless of course y'all want to wait and make it in 6 months. Perpetual Pages. And I will link these people below. These are no pressure tags. If you don't do tags or don't feel like doing this tag or don't have the time or whatever. And I also tag anyone who would like to do it because they're into it. Do you have any specific to fall reading habits, like that you put out a certain candle, or you eat a certain snack, drink a certain drink, or you read a certain type of book in the fall? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!